The Philippines was a somewhat neutral country allied with the U.S. between Japan and the South Pacific, which was a very strategic place for Japan to have a hold of. On December 7, 1941, Japan invaded the Philippines after the surprise air attack on Pearl Harbor, which only happened 10 hours prior. The Japanese quickly took over the main island Leyte and, most importantly, the capital Manila. The U.S. surrendered at the Bataan Peninsula in April 1942.
The Japanese captured over 80,000 soldiers on April 9, 1942. Since the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor only 4 months earlier, the Philippines were in a weak position because their main ally, America, was still focused on recovering from the bombing. Later, the U.S. sent a troop of 35,000 soldiers to help aid the Philippines.
The Bataan Death March was the forced transfer from Saiza Point to Mariveles to Camp O'Donnell by the Japanese Army. The POWs marched 60 miles, which took up 12 days. The march went from Saiza Point, Mariveles, Bataan, San Fernando, and finally Pampanga. The prisoners of war were then put onto a train and sent to different internment camps.
I can't go on like this anymore. I was waiting for 12 days straight with no food or water. Sometimes the Japanese take mercy on us, the ones, who don't want to be here, but they usually just kill us with their bayonets.
Yeah, I hate to see my friends dropping like flies, but sometimes it's nice because I'll finally get a shirt or some shoes to wear during these freezing cold nights.
Many people were affected during this time. There are very little American POWs left. Here's James Balish, and this is his personal story.
And once we got there, that's when we were told that we were being surrendered and for everybody to destroy all of their arms and ammunition, which is what we did. They lined us up, they counted us, and then started us out on what is now known as the death. Started running into the Japanese troops that we'd been fighting for 4 months. And of course, the first thing they did was they stole everything we had. They took our wallets, they took our, anybody that had a ring, they took our ring, they took our dog tags, and they emptied our musette bags on the ground and picked out whatever they wanted.
So many people walking to the camps. We must be advancing far in this war.
I know. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, we must have taken a huge leap forward.
The Germans must be so happy we joined in as allies. We're covering the Philippines while they're covering Europe.
Guys, what are you doing, prisoner? Come on, let's keep going. The Allies will never win this war.
After the POWs arrived at internment camps, the treatment was often worse than the march there. The two most notorious internment camps were Camp O'Donnell and Camp Cavanagh. Internment camps were the forced relocation and incarceration during World War II of between 110 and 120,000. The Japanese used old Philippine army posts as these camps, and soldiers were assigned jobs and forced to work, often without food. 20,000 Filipinos died in Camp O'Donnell. Unlike Camp O'Donnell, Camp Cavanagh had less POWs and also had a hospital. However, the hospital was unsanitary and sick people were often executed. While in camps, soldiers faced disease, torture, and malnourishment.
Yay, after 3.5 years, the Allies have finally won World War II. I can go home to my family. Oh, joyous day.
During this invasion, many people lost their lives, including thousands of civilians.
The number of people marched to these camps was 21,600 prisoners of war.
Overall, the casualties were astonishing. 1,010 American soldiers were killed, with 5,565 wounded. 16,000 Japanese soldiers were killed, while 100,000 Filipino citizens were slaughtered.
This does not count the thousands of lives lost before reaching the internment camp.
The one responsible for perpetrating the death march is Lieutenant General Homa Masharu. He was charged with war crimes and the deaths of millions of people and was executed as a result. He was responsible for mass murders, including rape and even violent mutilations.